Hello, everyone, and welcome to After Dark Conversations. I'm your host, Super Marcey, and I'm here to talk about sexy songs to get you in the mood. But I'm not here alone because I needed a song expert, so I looked at all the music podcasts I possibly could to find the right one, and I think I have. So please welcome Simon Blackburn from Take My Tone. Hello.
Yes, that is me in the After Dark. Sexy songs to get you in the mood.
Yes,
I don't
that's
normally
what we're
speak like
doing. I
that.
don't normally speak like that either,
No,
but after dark, I have to,
it's the After Dark
just be
hotline.
all smooth. I have to act like it's my own hotline.
Yes.
Oh,
Hotline
but
bling.
no, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I'm actually really thrilled that you were like, okay, this doesn't sound like a horrible idea. Let's record this.
Well, what I like about it is that on Take My Tone, often people pitch me one song, and sometimes I've done like a top 10 thing. But this is like a playlist geared around a certain thing, and that thing being
Yes.
5 songs that we each think could be good for getting in the mood, since this is the After
Yes.
Dark podcast.
Yes. And we only do things after dark or something.
I mean, sometimes in the middle of the shopping centre car park, but whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We endorse all those activities. I don't know, do we? But yeah. So today we've kind of made a playlist. We picked 5 songs each and we'll explain why we've picked them. But this
Mm-hmm.
could be like your playlist when you want to get funky with yourself or with someone or with several someones. And we would hopefully, that, these shenanigans would last the whole playlist and that it's an enjoyable playlist.
I mean, that being said, some of these songs are probably so sexy that you might not make it to the end.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might need to like pause the song,
Yeah.
recharge for half hour, get back
Yeah.
to it.
Do the ice bucket
Yeah.
challenge, just like cool down.
Yeah. Have a cold shower. Yeah. Smoke a cigarette, but like, whew. Of course. But yes, the sexy songs for the sexy moods. And I am the kind of person who is going to pick on my guest. So why don't you tell us your first song for this super sexy playlist?
I feel like this one is like the go-to sexy anthem because the singer is awesome, is also attractive, and this song has
Hmm.
like a filthy bass line to it that is guaranteed. Like, I'm a sucker for bass lines, and if it's just like there's something about where it sits and makes you feel things. And that song is "Dirty," spelled with 2 R's, so "Dirty"
Mm,
by Christina Aguilera. And it's, but I
mm.
mean, the video clip wise and everything, it's very much channeling everything to do with that. She was almost probably like at the time, oh, these us like solo female pop stars are kind of like sex icons and stuff. So let me just like
Yeah.
own that and turn it up to 11. Um, and I feel like she does that really well with like a lot of stuff, whether it is she's trying to embrace that or have another sort of message. She really kind of like taps into something. And this one itself, I'm not the biggest fan of like the dudes that start barking at the start, like whatever that is. That's just to get people pumped up. But when it
Yeah.
first kicks in and you just got that damn like the bass underneath it, and
Mm,
it's got like a bit of grit to it, I'm like, yeah. So,
yeah.
and I also feel like it's a like genre wise and stuff. It's universally kind of like
Mm,
accepted enough that it's less niche, and it's more like you could confidently put it out there and people are like, oh, people probably think this is pretty nice.
yeah. I would agree with that. I think it is a great choice of song. And I actually saw Christina Aguilera when she was in concert for that album. And I heard this performed live and they did this whole cage dancing thing and it was so cool, so sexy. It was like, oh my God. Like, I think I might have been 18, maybe. I honestly
Yeah.
can't remember, but
Well, Strip would have come out in
yeah.
2001.
Yeah, I think
And
this was
I
2003-ish that,
okay.
yeah.
We're not we're
I'm
not
gonna
we're
say,
not giving away
yeah.
ages here, so it's fine. So.
No, no. I was like 2. No. Yeah, no, it was super like amazing to I see her live, but that song and how they set it up and everything was so good. And I probably dressed very appropriately. I had like platform heels, I
Mm-hmm.
had a mini skirt, I had
You got to
like a
spice up
crop
your life.
top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I had to do the whole thing. So, yeah. I'm on board with your song. I think I think it's a great opener for this playlist actually.
It's always the first thing I think of. Like you
Mm.
sort of said, "Hey, you got to give me 5 songs." I'm like, I don't often think about this, but within the first 10 seconds, I was like, "Yep, this has got to open it up." You know.
Yeah, clearly you've never thought about this ever. That you thought of the song so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones that
Uh,
was like a guilty pleasure, then became like, oh, just own it now.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
What about
Because
yourself?
amazing.
What's the
Yeah.
opener for yours?
Oh, mine. So
Yes.
mine's maybe a little bit more obscure, I'm going to go say. But I first heard this song in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and that
So random.
says everything. But it's actually a Sinead O'Connor song called I Want Your Hands on Me.
Yes.
And I actually think it's quite a sexy song. It's so out of place in the movie, but if this was in like, a taking your clothes off type of, montage in a movie, that would be like so sizzling hot. You'd be like, "Oh my god, I want these people to just touch me all over."
Or even if
That's
it's like, there's the attractions building up in the film, and then it's just like
mm,
they have the first embrace, or even if they're just like run, it's actually quite up tempo. So even if they're just like running through the
yeah.
park and that happen to trip over and then end up in a compromising position, and there's usually like
Yes.
autumn leaves around. It's somewhere in America, like New York or something. That
Yeah.
just seems to be what it is.
Actually, I could see this playing when they're like playing quote unquote innocent Twister,
But yeah.
and this is the song in the background as they're like falling all over each other and accidentally, touching something. But I've actually always loved this song, and for me, just if I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah.
I think what I
Whew.
liked about it is because I know probably only two Sinead O'Connor songs, and one of them's obviously Nothing Compares to You. Um,
It really doesn't.
it
She
really
wrote
doesn't.
that song about me. I mean, she didn't write it, but did she? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's strange.
That
Is
song was about me. That's all I was saying.
I mean, this is like insider knowledge right here. So,
Hmm.
but I
Hmm.
think from a music
Music.
perspective, or music from a music perspective, it's like I'm really like nailing this like sexy theme after dark thing by like not talking properly.
Hmm.
But back to the task at hand is I want your hands on me because yep, there you go, bringing it back around. But musically, it's got the full '80s drum machine kind of thing, and like it's got
Mm.
sick bass in it, and it's got this sort of like acrobatic nature to some of these like drum machine based songs around the '80s that almost it's like they're not jungle music, but they almost have like it's just so like everything's it's like every little
Mm.
gap has something in it, sort of thing. And
Mm.
so they're really working like the MIDI to the next level. So I thought
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. Like it's a cool, fun. Like it's not like soppy romantic or anything. Like
Mm.
I thought it could be. Right, reading the title,
Yeah.
it's not that. So I thought it's
Yeah.
pretty good tempo. So
Yeah. So you're like, yes, this can be number 2 on the list.
well, if we're combining lists, then yes, yeah,
Yeah, we'll just say we are. Okay.
yes, okay.
All right. And what was your next one?
So this is
So.
a more recent. Like I'm a huge fan of the band Incubus. This is one of the more recent
Mm.
songs, and it was totally unexpected because like it's got some of the like the latter era kind of like Incubus vibes to it, and it's got like some cool heaviness and stuff to it. But Brandon Boyd, like the vocalist, he just like taps right into this like really quite high, sexy falsetto thing, and some of the lyrics are just hilarious. Where he says, "Let me introduce you to my slippery fingers, glistening and gliding, etc." Dot 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 dot. And like, girl, I
Mhm.
want to kiss you, but not just on your lips. And I'm like, well, I mean, he's just straight out the gate. He's just
Yeah.
yeah. And it's got
There's
a sweet like synth solo in it. So from the music
yeah.
perspective, I like that too.
Yeah. I like this song.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, I used to love listening to Incubus all the time.
Hmm.
Oh my god. Like memories flooding back when I saw like an Incubus song on your list. I'm like, yeah, this song totally like, geez, I need a moment alone with myself listening to this song. And yeah, there's nothing subtle about those lyrics at
No,
all.
no, and I think what I like is it this lyrics aside, the sexiness angle to me is it's
Mm,
got like the swing to it, it's like the dun
mm,
dun 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 dun
mm.
dun dun. Like it's like really, it's like bluesy almost, like where it's like sits behind the beat,
Mm.
um, which is always cool. It's always that kind of like it's got that slinky sort of suaveness to it.
Yeah, it could almost be like modern 70s porno music.
I would imagine that that very well could happen.
Yeah.
I could picture that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, if porn was like back in the 70s where you had music, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's not the point. But yes, I will gladly accept that song on the playlist.
Awesome. And so your
I
next one
definitely
is like
worked.
was accidentally a 15-minute
Yes.
instrumental
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah, I kind of like should have been like, yeah, there is a radio edit of this song that's like 3.5 minutes. But I did actually go with a well known classic, which is Love to Love You Baby by Donna Summer. And what a sexy damn song. You can listen to this song, you've got the I love to love you, baby. I apologize for my
Hashtag
singing,
karaoke
but
queen.
yeah, I apologize for that. It's not my
That's
best.
karaoke queen with a K. So you have the
Yeah.
K.
That was not my best. I apologize, but yeah, then you kind of get all the all through the song, and I don't know if Donna Summer was really doing things to herself to make those noises, but
Well, you heard a
it
rumor, didn't you?
really.
Didn't you hear a
Well,
rumor
yeah,
that there's
I think that's the rumor. I'm not 100% sure, so I'll
yes,
probably be wrong. I'll have like a million comments telling me like, "Oh, what are you talking
the
about?"
Donna
But
Summer
no,
diehards just coming in to
yeah,
rain on your parade.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at least it sounds like that's what she's doing, and it's kind of like it just really gets you very sexy. Oof,
Do you know what
like
the
I have to
funniest thing?
fan myself off,
The funniest thing
man.
about this is I'd never even heard this song. Like you said, all time classic, and I've never heard this before.
Yeah. How
Like it
could you
sounds
not have
like I
heard
should
this
have heard
song?
it because it's like a
Yeah.
song title and like I know who the artist is. But I actually really liked the fact that you could actually play the full instrumental version if you were that keen.
Mm,
Because some of the whole big section that happens in like in the second quarter, I was like, yeah, I'm vibing with that. Like
mm,
it's got a bit of the kind of like disco funk sort of feel to it,
mm.
which
Oh,
is
yeah.
always a good time.
Yeah, this was like a slower disco kind of tune, and I'm sure people of our generation were probably conceived while this song was playing.
Probably explains my love for bass. Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
Mm. Yeah. But what is your next
So my
song for
next
this
one,
playlist?
it completely is like in stark contrast to the Donna Summer one. And
Mm,
this would definitely be to many people probably the more divisive one in the sense that they probably don't think it's not traditionally sexy, it's not warm sounding or anything. It's not, but it's the kind of like something between the comparison between definitely Singer Chino has a very unique vocal style, and especially his breathy stuff, and that it's all very atmospheric, and it's quite a very cold sort of sounding song. It is digital buff by Deftones, and it has absolutely killer drum beat in it, and it sets like a vibe. But the breakthrough bits, which I could only describe as orgasmic, are when he hits the high highs, and they're the moments that I'm like, it was really paying off. So I can kind of feel like if you want it to be this sort of almost like intimate and kind of like sensual, like it's just us in this vast space sort of like vibe, and not so much you're kind of like, hey, here's rose petals on the pillow thing. This is more just like a almost like us against the world, and what are we going to do in the last 5 minutes that we have together? Like that's kind of like where I'm sort of going with it. And particularly with the chorus line, tonight I feel like more. So it's just it spells it out. So
yeah, I again another song. I was like, oh man, haven't listened to Deftones in forever.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this. I mean, as I was listening to, it, I'm like, this is kind of getting me going. I like this.
Yeah,
Uh,
but
I
you know what I
couldn't
mean.
even explain
It's
it.
a different angle.
Yeah.
If you think about sexy songs, you got these ones, and then you just need to work a different angle.
Mm.
Just work a
Because
different
during
angle.
sex, you got to work different angles,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah,
Mm.
you took
Yeah.
the bait.
Yeah. No, I knew exactly where you're going. Yeah. It's like
Sometimes I think it's funnier to like over describe something.
over to it's
Yeah.
like the angle and you got
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
it
you
in
get it.
there and you got
Yeah,
to put your leg up there
yeah.
and arm over there. AKA Simon's like, guys, missionary's kind of boring. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's called digital bar, so maybe it's some form of aquatic activity. Maybe
Mm. Shower.
it's
Mm.
it's always a good time.
Mm.
There you
Even when you're by yourself. It's great.
go.
I'll shut up about that.
Well, I think your next track though is quite special.
Mm. It is. It actually is. It's a red light special from
Yes,
TLC, and
TLC.
I first heard this song when I was like 11, maybe.
Mm.
I'm gonna say, and even then, I was like, "Wow, I could see babies being made to this song," kind of thing.
I mean, the
you
album
know?
it's from is called Crazy Sexy Cool. So
Yeah, it was like my second ever CD. I have fond memories of it.
nice.
But yeah, this song, like even then, I knew that was a damn sexy song. Like listening to that song, I was like, I understand all these things I'm feeling now. I know why I'm attracted to other people and blah blah
You're just
blah.
connecting the dots. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is like this just very sexy tune. And you could imagine if this was like playing at a CD bar, you'd be like, this is when I make my move on that person. I've been
I like the way
like
you said CD
checking
bar,
out
and I thought you were saying like CD bar, like a bar where they play
where they
CDs.
have CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds really 90s and really cool. Can we go to the CD bar, please?
Yeah, can we go to the CD bar?
The
I
CD bar.
actually would love that. You
Yes.
could just like grab a CD and just like put it
Well, like,
on the
do you remember back
decks.
in when, like, your things like Sanity and that had you could
Yes.
listen to it in the wall? Yeah. That's what I picture a
Mm.
CD bar is like.
Oh my gosh, you could like pick songs for like your friends or whoever you're
Mm,
with, and you all listen to the same song, and you could just be like, but
that'd be
then you
cool.
don't have to listen to anyone's other crappy music if you didn't like it because you all got headphones on.
It's like those silent
It's
disco sort of things that they do at the day
yeah,
out now. Yeah. That's cool.
yeah, it's
Um,
totally yeah. We'll
so,
make this bar happen at some point. Just eyes out for that one, but yeah.
I mean, this song for me is I classic like TLC is always classic to me. Like they
Mm,
are very much that window of like the mid 90s through to early 2000s.
yeah.
And just a really rock solid like R&B trio.
Mm,
And this is from the earlier work, as far as I remember. But I can't really sort of say much more than that, other than you've got a classic like Chasing Waterfalls and that other one about no
the
scrubs. Yeah, yeah,
Scrubs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. I was
Yeah.
about to say about the guy sitting in the passenger seat. Yeah, whatever. However the lyrics
Yeah,
go.
that
Yeah,
yeah.
that one. It's super catchy, but I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because this room is getting really warm. Because this is after dark, sexy
Yes.
songs to get you in the
Yeah.
mood special. So
Yes.
it's a
And we're
bit
talking
hard
about
to
red
concentrate.
light special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
When the red light special.
Yes.
It's all through the night. It's very oh my gosh. Just thinking about the song, I'm like, woo!
My.
Damn you TLC. But what is your next song for the super sexy after dark sexy playlist?
So my next song is way more recent, but the
Mm.
bass in it is so good. It's Comme des Garçons, Like the Boys by Rina Sawayama, who is she's British Japanese, I believe, artist, and her debut album, which Buddy and I, sorry, I'm so used to saying his name. My friend Buddy from Radio Watson reviewed, and yeah, we very much were just like, man, this one is all completely driven by that sort of club bass, and she very much taps into that your late 90s, early 2000s style of female pop vocal, and so it's sort of the chorus in that is quite subtle in that, but it's all about just like having this bass and this beat just driving through, and then just bringing in and lowering up little things. And she's got little sort of like breathy bits and stuff. And you're kind of like, this is a bit, getting in the
Mm.
groove. I'm just like, come de garçon. Like, just like, oh yeah, you can sort of, it's got a bit of a nice, like, yeah, sort of thing. If you catch
Yeah.
my drift.
Mm.
So
I don't at all. Went right over my head. I had not even heard of this song or the artist, and I was like, "This is so my kind of thing." I'm gonna have to
yeah.
listen to like all their songs now.
Yeah, and well, it's one of those. I definitely recommend the album. It's very very dynamic, but this is just one of those ones where it's kind of like, for me, it's like
Uh,
it's the singing skill and the production's great, and it's like it's sexy without having to be in your face style. Like kind of
mm,
like this is almost like the dance in the club or in the CD bar as we described, and
in
you
the
kind of
CD
like and you
bar,
kind of
yeah.
sidle up to the. It's
Mm,
like it's all like the casual sort of thing,
mm,
you know. It's just like, oh, you're there and I'm
mm.
there, and yep, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's
No, I agree. Yeah.
it's kind of that spontaneous sort of vibe.
Yeah, I definitely got that from this song
Yeah,
too. And I did listen to it twice. I was like, I really like this. This
yeah,
is
it's
like
cool.
so my kind of thing. And yes, I'll allow it on the playlist.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things, your kind of thing, your kind of bad thing.
Yeah. That wasn't half obvious at all. I might add.
Yeah. Segway time.
Yeah. I just, so I was doing all these amazing segues, and I'm like so oblivious to being able to do any. Not happening. But yes. Speaking of how terrible, I mean, how bad I am. There we go. The classic "Baby Did a Bad Thing" by the sexy stylings of Chris Isaac, and
mm.
another song on this list that I have seen performed live.
A super
Oh,
iconic intro, like
yeah.
opening to it, like with the dun, 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 and you're like, yep.
Oh my
Like
god,
so
you're just
many.
like, oh fuck.
This has been used so many times, and
Yeah.
what I like about this and like Chris Isaac in general is it's kind of like it's almost kind of like Elvis for people that weren't
Mm,
didn't grow up during Elvis era, and that's
mm,
it. Just has that, and like he's got a little bit of he's got the singing low sort of thing. He's got the sexy male vocal
mm.
thing, but it's just got like the way the guitar and that's like teasing, like
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, like take me away,
Yeah.
hey ho
Yeah,
Silver,
no.
away, like it's
Seriously, like, oh,
it's good.
the first time I heard this song, I was like, I was still quite young, but it's
Mm.
like, I just want to be Ravage right now. This is that kind of song. And then the music video is like, oh my god, I want to be stuck in an elevator with Chris Isaac right now. Oh my god.
I think this is one of those
Woo.
songs that more people would know the song than know who does it. I feel like because
Mm.
I feel like it's been used so much
Yeah,
in
it
film
was.
and commercial.
Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. This is what they picked for like the trailer and stuff. And this song came out like a few years before that,
Mm.
and it just had this massive like resurgence because of that. And I don't. Yeah, it's just become so iconic. When you hear it, you just get the. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
well, that's it. It's
oh,
kind of like it's kind of got a little bit of that sort of like vehicle rev
mm,
kind of.
yeah,
It's like you got
yeah,
the
and
sort of
yeah.
thing.
And
It's cool.
regardless of what the song's about, because every Chris Isaac song is about terrible heartache, you're
Mm.
just like, you know what? This is a song I want to get my clothes off and get jiggy with it.
Well,
Mm.
I think it's more. I think it's also because even if people just latch onto the baby did a bad thing, everyone's like, "Ooh,
Ooh,
I did a bad
yeah.
thing." Yeah, yeah. It's as
I'm
simple as
gonna do
that.
a bad thing to this song right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
And I think this sitting in the playlist is great because it's just like another style of music that hasn't
Yeah.
been touched, sort of thing. So
Yeah, I think actually with what we've picked, every song kind of is a little bit different.
yes, definitely,
Nothing is quite the same. We're getting a few different genres in
it's
there.
a versatile playlist, something for everyone.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
And what was your next one?
Well, my when I presented my five, my closer is "Closer" by Nine Inch Nails, which is
Ugh.
like, I mean, film clip aside, which is extremely creepy and extremely Nine Inch Nails. This just has like it starts off with like the industrial heartbeat style beat. I mean, you only have to look at it's got a very sexy funk bass style line to it, which, as I said, like the thing that's running through a lot of this is just bass and low end. You know, like that's what brings it through. But I mean, come on, the lyrics, like I want to fuck you like an animal. I mean,
Yeah.
this it's right out there. And
Yeah.
I just think it's a very interesting way that it is both sexy but it's kind of creepy too, and it is industrial, but it's not like hard industrial, and the entire thing just builds the entire time. So you're just
Yeah.
getting something new. He's like, the voice steps up and all that sort of thing. And I just reckon like an absolute, like it's one of those just iconic kind of like early alternative 90s songs.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be a good way to finish. Well, it's number 9 if we're combining
Yeah, we're not
songs.
quite finished yet. This
Not
is like
finished, yeah.
It's the pre-climax.
This is the penultimate, yeah.
Yeah. But I almost did actually have this on my list.
Ooh. Great minds.
This song is so, I don't know, it's so hot and sexy, and it's like you hear it and it's like, oh yeah, I just need to do something really bad.
A bad thing.
Yes. You follow that song up with this and it's like, oh my god, I'm going to jail.
I feel like we almost need to reorder the list and put digital bath at the end because everyone's going to need to cool down.
Yeah, they're going to have whew.
Yeah.
Like, ooh. But yeah, no, like, this song goes right on this list, seriously.
Yes.
But I actually like how you described it with the industrial, because I was trying to think of how I would describe it, and that is really like,
yeah, I mean that's
primo word to say it. Yeah,
Nine Inch Nails are like the figureheads of 90s industrial. So
yeah, and that's like the right word, because my brain doesn't function. So if I try to think of things, it's not there. I'm surprised any of my songs are remotely sexy in any way.
These are. I think everything that we've chosen is. This should be a very successful playlist. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
A successful playlist.
Successful.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, seriously, people are going to get steamy to this playlist, but
people
we're going to ride.
We're
going to ride on up to the climax, I guess. Now, is it the climax or the? Yes, the climax of the playlist. I
suppose it's the Yeah.
You had the pre.
But
build.
Like what?
Actually, you had the real build up, right?
The question is, if you need to get from one point to another, and you need to ride to get there, what are you riding?
You're riding a pony.
You're riding a pony.
Yes. I mean, that's the song.
That's the song. I like handed you that. Just like, come on, run with it.
Yeah. I'm like, you're riding a pony. I don't know where to go with that.
That is a genuine segue.
Yes. I don't. No one's gonna know what the song is. So, like, geez.
I feel like this is one of those ones that, like, after it's all said and done, you're gonna need to relax with a glass of genuine. So,
yeah. The song is "Pony" by Genuine. It is a very well known. It was well known back in the day, and then it got more well known again because of Magic Mike.
This is weird. This is like one of my earliest memories of a song that was on the radio. And again, I'm not showing like my age, but I'm trying to find what year did it come out.
Well, yeah, I loved this song when it came out. And I kept.
Was it really? Oh yeah, no. So I kind of been because I was in year 4 then. So, but I do I do remember it. Like I do remember seeing the video. That was very strange.
Like 97, 96?
It says 96,
something?
Yeah.
So I kept my love with this song for a long time, and I did lots of sexy dances to this song. I would practice my dancing skills to this song, and then, I took my mom to like the premiere of Magic Mike, where my mum was so loud.
Oh my god!
But when Channing Tatum does the dance to this, it's like, dude.
Welcome to the Splash Zone.
Oh my god! Even if you didn't find him attractive, he's attractive doing this. Like his dance to this song does things. But
it's just like
Oof.
clean up in aisle 5 sort of scenario.
Let's just clean up in all the aisles kind of thing. But yeah, it's one of those songs, but that's how I always picture this song. It's like you've got to not sit on someone, but you've got to do a strip tease
Yeah.
for somebody, or you can give them a lap dance and you can sit on them. Kind of like I can't do the music.
Oh yeah, the what I described as a kid is like the burping noises. That's how I used to hear it as a kid. So it was
Yeah.
for me initially. It's a bit hard to get over
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah. Brr, brr,
yeah. But
brr.
then I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
sample.
Yeah. And this song works especially if you are one of the parties involved in a sexual activities that enjoys riding.
Mm.
It's kind of got that,
Or
you
if
can
you're
just like,
walking around with buttless chaps on in a cowboy suit.
yeah. Yeah. But it makes you want to be like
Yeah.
cowboy woo, kind of thing, But
They did that
yeah.
like that for, on camera. That
Yeah.
looked less like a lasso and more like you're just
I
doing
know.
that.
It looks like I'm probably waving around a dildo or something. Who knows?
So wake up. Yeah.
Well, if I had a little lasso, I'd be able to do that, but I can't. So, but that's how our climax of the playlist happens, because that song will no doubt just
Would
there
you
we
like
go.
Would you like me to summarize the playlist for the listener?
Sure, if you want to.
Okay, so we open with "Dirty" by Christina Aguilera into track 2. "I Want Your Hands on Me" by Sinead O'Connor. And then track 3 is "Make Up Party" by Incubus. And we move into "Love to Love You Baby," single edit or full song for those that are really keen, by Donna
Mm-hmm.
Summer. That progresses to the rather alternative and atmospheric stylings of "Digital Bath" by Deftones. And then we kind of like warm things up a bit with a "Red Light Special" by TLC. Moves into the club-centric "Comme des Garçons Like the Boys" by Rina Sawayama. And then "Baby Did a Bad Bad Thing" with Chris Isaac. You can't go wrong there. The penultimate song, "Closer" by Nine Inch Nails. Very sexual indeed. And yeah, then we definitely finish "All Over Pony" by Genuine.
Yes,
There you go.
and that is it. That is the Super Sexy After Dark Sexy Times playlist. I think that's what it's going to be called. And then I need to know: did you get some love making on with yourself, with somebody else, or with a group of people?
Or
I
what
need to
sexy
know these
songs would they
things.
add?
That's a good idea too, because there's definitely more sexy songs. I had like a whole list, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll put them on a playlist if I can find them all. But I digress.
We have the sequel.
Yeah, yeah, might do the sequel next time.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me for the super sexy after dark super sexy playlist, or whatever the hell I keep calling it. Uh, could you tell everybody where they can find you
Okay,
and hear
so
your musical thoughts?
I generally on Twitter at Precise Path, and my music podcast, which Marcy generously referenced in the opening of this episode, is Take My Tone. So please search that in your podcast player. Recently, it's returned to regular episodes, and Marcy graced the microphone with our 80s vibes special. So yeah, get a piece of that tasty action. Just search Take My Tone in your podcast player, or search it's up on Instagram and Twitter, and you can give us a follow there too.
Excellent. And I would assume people watching this probably know where to find me with After Dark, but if you do not, just look up the link tree, which is linktr.ee/After Dark Network,
I think
and you'll find all the links there, pretty much.
we've
Doing
just
the
done like
head
a
thing.
series of about 30 seconds of head bobbling.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
actually. That's how I remember all my links. Is like, but
And this
yes,
one. And
the
this
link,
one.
and this way.
Yeah.
But yes, Linktree is the easiest because all my links are there, and then you can find the podcasts and YouTubes and Twitters and all my other accounts, because there's too many. There's always too many. But yes, and thank you everybody, and remember, what happens after dark stays after dark.
Oh,
Bye
yeah.
bye.